Welcome back, listeners, to a brand new episode of Comet Class. In today's lesson, guys, we're looking at Spawn issue 9. And this issue introduces a character named Angela, and yeah, it's a pretty good issue. Doesn't really have a lot to it, so this is going to be a very quick video. Without further ado, let's jump right into today's story. Let's go. So this story starts off with a woman named Angela being introduced, or at least was found by the medieval Spawn. And yeah, I'm guessing that there has been multiple hell spawns throughout the centuries, and this was the one during the medieval times, it seems. And yeah, so he basically is taking her to some place whenever he goes into a cave with this woman, and eventually she reveals herself as Angela, which is, I guess she's supposed to be like an angel or something, and her mission is to kill hell spawns. And it's implied that she kills this hell spawn. So I guess, her power level is pretty strong, and it's really interesting, this story. And hopefully we get to learn more about her character. So she basically kills this hellspawn, it seems. We'll see in the future, I'm guessing, if we'll get confirmation if he's dead or not. But yeah, so Angela is actually in the modern day as well. And it seems like, her being an angel, I'm guessing makes her immortal in a sense. Hopefully that gets explained. And yeah, so we skip over to Spawn and we get to learn that there's this guy called, I think his name's Nicholas, I have no idea how to say his last name. And he basically is this homeless dude, that's one of the homeless dudes with all these homeless dudes that Spawn lives with in this alleyway. And he basically calls him by his name of Mr. Simmons, basically. And this gets the attention of Spawn, and he's very surprised. Eventually he attacks the old man, kind of like freaking out, wondering how exactly does he know about his name when he was human. And it turns out that this old man reveals that almost everyone in this alleyway has made a deal with the devil, or, Malvosia, I guess, maybe, or maybe there's multiple devils that he says, like which one. And hopefully we're going to get that, more expanded upon in future issues, which I'm pretty sure will happen. So I'm guessing there's multiple devils, not just Malvosia, or Malvosia, or however you say the name. The one that gave Spawn his powers made him into a Hellspawn, made him the deal that made him into a Hellspawn. And yeah, so he's basically freaking out, and this guy's about to explain everything to him whenever Angela shows up. It kind of reveals herself to Spawn. Spawn kind of thinks she's just some, woman in the alleyway, probably like, a person, like a prostitute or something. And she basically says that she knows that he has a lot on his mind, as she would never have gotten this close. She transforms into her angel battle form or something, and her and Spawn engage in a fight. And this fight is pretty interesting, but at the end, Spawn is able to pull out on top, and come out victorious in this battle encounter. And I don't know exactly what it is that Angela and him, their fight ensued. And I think he ripped off her little Spawn, little disc thing. I don't know what that thing's supposed to be. But apparently she goes back into heaven. And hopefully we get to see that in the future, how that looks. Because we've already seen kind of like how hell looks in this series. I wonder how heaven's going to look. And hopefully we get to see that. I believe we do see that in the future. But yeah, she goes back into heaven. It's implied. And Spawn ends the issue with him grabbing onto her, like, a sword thing that she had, and basically pushes a button that's on it, and this teleports Spawn, it seems. And, the guy that was talking to him, Nicholas, actually warns him not to touch anything of that staff or that spear or whatever it is. But like he says that, like I said, a good kid, just not very bright. And Spawn has gotten himself teleported somewhere, so hopefully we'll see that in the next issue that we cover. And this is really interesting because the end of the issue shows this old dude, Nicholas, basically saying that it's a pity because Simmons showed potential. He could have been the one. And he even tells the guys that he's out of here. He says, "Hey guys, I'm out of here." So he's going somewhere. So I'm wondering if he's going to go try to find where Spawn was teleported to or something. But there's a lot more that we don't know about. And it seems like these guys, especially this dude, Nicholas, knows about. So hopefully we get more information from him in the future with him and Spawn interacting with each other in the future. And that's it for Spawn issue 9. Like I said, it was going to be a really quick video. There wasn't a lot. It was a good amount of action, but also there was a lot of back and forth between Angela's story and Spawn's, dealing with, Nicholas and what he might know about all these different devils and stuff. and just the world building in general, that there's probably multiple elves and also, heaven as well. Hopefully you see that too. And overall, just a really good issue. It did really good for the world building and introduced us to a character, the first angel in the series, Angela. And their fight was pretty interesting. Not something too great, it wasn't like amazing, but it did the job and introduced her character in a good way. So I really enjoyed it, and I definitely recommend you go check it out. But that's going to be all for today's video, guys. Until the next video, God bless you. Until the next lesson, keep on reading those comments.